Oh my God, look at that. Wow, it really is still blue. Oh. Did they? Oh, huh. Interesting. Wow. Oh. Oh, my headstock repair looks perfect. Looks like grain. Cool. I'm Kim Walker, maker of this guitar. In many years ago, 25 years ago. 25 plus. Yeah. Well, it was quite a project. In getting the commission for this, it was, I think the budget was $5,000 for mine. And he said, we're going to have the world's best luthiers and just make the best you can make. And of course, that's a little bit of a competitive thing. It's like, what? Everybody's making the best they can make? So it's like, Of course, it's like making it in budget was a little, I may have gone a little overboard. But I imagine everyone else did too. I consider myself pretty traditional guitar maker, so pretty traditional designs, and like the other guys, some of them made these great avant-garde guitars, and I'm really not that school of guitar maker. So it's pretty traditional, standard kind of F-holes from what you might see from John D'Angelico, and somewhat traditional headstock, and block inlay is fairly common, but of course I wanted to make it a little special. So one of the things that I decided to do is I thought, well, it's kind of a peacock blue guitar, and Scott's kind of flamboyant, so peacock kind of fits that idea. And so I started looking for peacock motif, and I found this peacock that was the cover of a 1909 Vogue magazine. And it's like, at that point, no internet, so you're going to the library and you're looking up design stuff, and that was what it was in black and white, but I figured out that's easy enough to convert. Get some nice abalone heart inlay for the feathers, and white peacock wings there, gold mother of pearl for the moon, and yeah. And then it's like, what to do on the inlays, and I came up with what I thought was kind of spacey of the planet and moon inlays. You can see that each one has the planet in the corner, and then the moon changes as it goes in each one of these so that it goes right in the diagonal. But yeah, so that was fun. To make it blue was like, okay, if I use lacquer, it'll turn green. That's a given. So it's like, how do I make it blue? Because I had a picture. So the stain was specified. Here's the stain. And you can see on the label, you can see that's the color. And Scott sent me a picture and he said, make it, that blue. So, it's like, that's maybe not exact, but it's pretty close. And then when I got to the exhibit at his house, I looked around and I went, God, none of them are the same shade of blue. There's not one that's the same shade of blue. It's like, that's so interesting. But to make it this blue, I bleached the heck out of the maple, make it as super white as I could, and then did a stain wash in it. And I thought that was gorgeous. And then I started working on the top. And I think I refinished the top 5 times. Because every time I did it, it would be weird. And it's like, well, how do you can't bleach spruce. It just never goes white. So it'd be these weird colors. And I finally decided I'd pickle it. You can still see the grain, but it's like a Telecaster finish where you do a little white pigment, but don't make it opaque. So that's the pickling. And then I sprayed the color over the top of it. And look at that, it's still blue. And then to make the blue stand out, I thought, oh, well, complementary color. So red purfling, if you look carefully, you can see the red purfling. Goes pretty much everywhere I could put it. F-holes, sides, back, inlays. But the red makes the blue look bluer, just by fooling your eye. So I thought that would be a good item to try. I'm an acoustic guitar maker. It's like Archtops, for the most part, are electric guitars. So, everybody had to make an acoustic guitar, and the old 30s guitars were acoustic, but as soon as electric pickups came in, Archtops were generally an electric guitar. So I wanted to make this one responsive like an acoustic guitar. So it's probably lighter than most. It has more of an acoustic guitar sound than probably most Archtops do. I built a lot of flat tops with Adirondack, and it tends to have a really good mid-range push, which I like. But also, you can find very white pieces of it, and that was what I was going for, as much as anything was trying to get it. So it would be blue. Even with a broad heel like this, if you cut this part pretty darn deep, which doesn't really affect the strength any because that's more this part, you can get a pretty good feel there. And then because it's a 1 7/8 nut, I carved as much as I could off the side, so that you can actually wrap your hand around this neck. Makes it more playable for the average person. Scott had giant hands. That's why he wanted 18-inch. He was a big man. It's held up amazingly well. I'm pretty pleased with it. Appearance-wise. I'm not a player, so I don't know if it still sounds good. I hope so.